Our movie starts with a car driving down the road. Suddenly it stops. The driver opens the car's trunk, revealing two tied-up boys. The man takes one of them. 6 hours earlier, before this scene, we see the two boys, Kevin and Bobby, playing in the garden. Kevin wishes to travel somewhere different and be as free as in California. Bobby agrees, promising they will stay friends forever. Later, they play soccer, but the ball rolls far away. Kevin goes to get it, taking too long. Bobby thinks he is playing a joke, searches but finds the ball on the ground and Kevin missing. Bobby starts worrying when suddenly someone hits him and he faints. We return to Bobby in the trunk, trying desperately to escape, yelling for help when the driver opens the trunk. Bobby manages to escape. Meanwhile, Kevin is being beaten and locked in a strange room, screaming for someone to hear him. Bobby manages to escape but hears Kevin scream, so he heads towards the source and enters through the kitchen window. Inside, he sees the man who kidnapped them watching TV. Bobby tries to rescue his friend without alerting the man. Suddenly, there is a knock at the door. Bobby rushes to see it's a man giving money for a watch preset on a specific time. The man enters the house. Bobby searches all the rooms but finds Kevin locked in the only closed one. He goes to another entrance leading to a library. Bobby moves a shelf and overhears the man talking to Kevin, who sounds distraught. Something falls from the shelf, alerting the man that someone's in the house. He leaves to investigate. Bobby manages to hide but gets caught by the man, who chases him to the kitchen. Bobby grabs a pot of boiling water and throws it at him. Enraged, the man approaches, but Bobby finds a knife. The man tries to calm him down, but Bobby, in panic, accidentally stabs him. Terrified, Bobby sits beside the man, who's now dead. As darkness falls and the lights of the house turn on by themselves, Bobby goes to check on Kevin, speaking to him from outside because the door is locked. Kevin, knowing he's tied up, feels helpless. Bobby reassures him, promising not to leave him, and goes to look for the keys. Bobby searches the dead man and finds the keys in his pocket. When he tries to unlock the door, it doesn't budge. He decides to drive the car for help. As Bobby gets in the car, it starts moving on its own, unable to stop it. Bobby jumps out and rushes back to the house, finding a box. Inside, he discovers clothes stained with blood and an old phone. He connects it to the electricity and it works. At that moment, the countdown on the watch reaches 0. Bobby calls the police, trying to describe his location, when suddenly the second man arrives. Bobby panics, hangs up the phone, and quickly moves the body before the man sees it. He wipes away the blood traces, and when the man enters, he doesn't suspect a thing. Bobby then goes upstairs but finds the man behind him. He hides under the bed, terrified, as the man opens his safe and puts money inside. Then he goes to take a shower. Meanwhile, Bobby gets out from under the bed, opens a safe, finding lots of money and photos of body parts, realizing these people are involved in organ trafficking. But when he spots the key, he grabs it and rushes to open the door to Kevin. But the key doesn't fit. He then tries to open it with the knife he used to kill the man, but still no luck, and blood stains the door. Bobby hurriedly returns the key, but the man sees blood on the door, suspecting someone is in the house. He searches for Bobby, finding him in the bathroom but locked out. He breaks part of the door and reaches for the lock. Bobby resists. Then Bobby spots the police's car's light from the window and calls out for help. The man increases the television volume to the max, opens the door to the cop. It's revealed that it's a woman. The cop explains that they received a call from this place. The woman tells him that they must have had a fake call because she lives here by her own. But the cop notices her injured hand. He asks for her ID, but she says it's inside and offers to get it. As she gets in to get her ID, the cop enters the house and turns off the TV, looking for the woman. Suddenly, Bobby appears, asking for help. When the cop turns to assist him, the woman strikes him with the axe in the abdomen and takes his gun. Terrified, Bobby flees, but the woman chases him, unable to find him in the bathroom. She searches the entire house, calling out to him, alternating between comforting and threatening him, claiming he's stronger than her previous captive, who constantly cried, and that she gets paid more for someone like him. Suddenly, Bobby reappears, knocking her down, grabbing the keys and escaping. But before he could escape, she beats him relentlessly with the gun until a bullet hits his leg. Then he goes to search for his friend, and when he enters the room, he finds a shirt he was wearing on the bed. He thinks they took him and killed him, but he finds him tied up in another room. Kevin panics when he sees Bobby, thanking him for not abandoning him. Bobby tries to set him free, but he was cuffed in. Bobby remembers he has the keys and quickly finds out that unlocks Kevin's cuffs. They rush outside, but suddenly the device around Kevin's Kevin's neck starts shocking him because he reached time limits set on the timer around his neck. Kevin is terrified, but Bobby reassures him that he will take care of it and goes to find something to remove Kevin's restraints. Meanwhile, Bobby finds pliers and rushes to grab it, but the woman tackles him down by pressing his bullet wound on his leg to prevent him from moving. He still manages to grab the pliers and cut off her finger with them. He then runs to find his friend. However, Bobby faints from the pain. So when Kevin sees him, he decides to endure the pain from the collar and goes to him, freeing himself with the pliers. At that moment, the woman frees herself and ties up her injured fingers, then goes after them. Bobby tries to convince Kevin to escape, but he refuses to leave him behind. They reach the police car and find a first aid kit, a taser, and a walkie-talkie. Kevin tries to contact the police while also treating Bobby. Meanwhile, the woman tries to open the car but fails, so she goes to the cop to get the keys and opens the car. She hits Kevin and Bobby, but Kevin uses the taser, shocks her, and he grabs his friend and flees. She chases them and tries to kill them, but they manage to escape her. Kevin is injured and she's close to catching them, but before she can, the police shoot her dead. Luckily, the police send a backup forces when the dead officer didn't report back on the radio. The police investigate the incident and take Kevin and Bobby to the hospital for treatment. And that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments what you want the next movie to be. Goodbye!